Here in beautiful Cherry Hill, right near the water tower. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Heritage Administration Building here in Cherry Hill, where tonight Cable 18 presents East vs. West in varsity soccer. Good evening, everyone, and I'm Matt Leschner. After 2 or 3 tries to get this game in, we finally found a beautiful day without rain to play this great crosstown rivalry. Both teams coming into this game have had a great season so far. East is 8-2 overall, 6-0 in the league, and Cherry Hill West is 5-0 in the league, and 8-1 overall. Both teams are even ranked, and it looks like we're going to have a really good game here today. Stay with us. The first half is coming up next.
McGruff here. If someone asks you to try drugs, think of me and say what I'd say. And to help you, have one of these masks.
Wow, thanks, McGruff.
Now, what are you going to say if someone asks you to try drugs?
My mom and dad told me not to, and I wouldn't lie to them.
Sensational.
Don't use drugs. Don't use drugs.
Here's how you can get a free mask. And on the back are more ways to say no and help me take a bite out of crime.
Two very emotional teams coming out now, getting ready to play East vs. West varsity soccer. This game, a lot on the line for both teams. The conference championship, it looks very close right now. East in first place, but only up by 1 game. A loss here by Cherry Hill East could tie them both at 8-2, and make it West go up to 6-0 in the league and drop East to 6-1. So a lot on the line for both teams really here today. Starting in goal for Cherry Hill East is Brian Downey, a 12th grader, and starting for Cherry Hill High School West, Brian Slotkin starts in his goal. He's a junior over at West. Cherry Hill West will be moving from your right to your left, as East will be moving from your left to your right on your television screens at home. Looks like East will have it first. Number 15. As the referee gives a signal, ready to begin. There it goes. East defenseman catching up it down the sidelines as West approaches. And that's out of bounds. Bringing it in, it would be 21 for East. Glenn Adler, sorry. As 15 for East brings it, trying to bring it down. Going across midline, passing down, really to no one. Going after it is number 6 for Cherry Hill West, Adam Goldberg, as it goes out of bounds. Adam will be throwing it in now. Hitting it to an East man, number 13 now with it. As they try to bring it across the midfield again. Intercepted by West, who rocketed us down there. As East has it down the sidelines. Trying to center it and bringing it across the midline is number 21. Glenn Adler again. Glenn having a lot of action so far. It looks like we have a little bit of a foul there between Ping Lee, number 8, with East. East, number 13, will come out of it, Craig Haynes. Well, West intercepted, but it looks like East will get it back one more time. As he passes it back to his goalie. Brian Downey punts it up, did not make the half field, going out of bounds. And he goes out of bounds one more time by Cherry Hill West. Ball being played on the sidelines a lot so far in the beginning of this game so far. As a beautiful jump and kick and hit it with the head there by Cherry Hill East by number 10, Tony Shaw. Tony, a halfback, also a junior over at East. As West has it down the east end of the field now, with East trying to move it out. East on offense. Coming up, pass it up, but there is a penalty on the play. Throwing it downfield. Cherry Hill West now on the east end of the field. Game has been even so far. Both teams have been on each other's field almost an equal amount of time. As this is number 7, Steve Young for East. West turns it around, but it will go out. Number 6, Mike Marowitz will bring it in. First player to hit it was a West. Now East comes down with a scoring opportunity possibly if they could center it, but it's going to go out of bounds, kicked by a West defender. West making a very smart move there, deciding to send it out of bounds. East is now into their scoring mode. They're now on offense, deep in the West field. So watch the throw in. Centered. But good defense being played there by West as they congratulate each other, avoiding a possible goal there by Cherry Hill East. Good defense played by West on a strong East offensive drive. Number 47, Dave Cohen, is down there with the goalie, Brian Slotkin, for Cherry Hill West. They're deciding how they're going to send it up, and it looks like Brian's going to punt it upfield. Cross midfield, rocket of a kick. Cherry Hill West bringing it down now, intercepted by East 7. West is trying to get it down, but a strong East offensive team was stopping the drive there. Coming in bounds by 22, Seth Silverstein. West and East fighting for it right in front of you right now, 40 and 22. Ooh, East won it right there. Knocked down between 49 and 13, as right now East has the ball, number 8. Ping Lee tried to bring it across. Here we go, number 10 bringing it up. Kick it downfield, but there's no white shirts down there right now. As West sends it down the sidelines. And it looks like they're going to send it right out of bounds, too. No, but they did keep it in bounds there. As number 13, Craig Haynes, and number 21 for East both went after that one. '21 sends it down the sidelines. The 22 tries to center, but gets tripped up there. But 21 tries to center right now. Headed right in front of the goal, but it went over. Substitutions coming in for Cherry Hill West, 24 and 9. Number 9, Sean Davis, and 24 is Paul McOnley. Both teams showing a very good game so far. East and West both playing in equal time on offense and on defense. As here comes Cherry Hill East, which are on the Cherry Hill West field right now. West is trying to send it up with a defender. Sends it across mid. As between East and West on the sidelines. Number 7, Steve Young for East, threw that in. '47, Dave Cohen for West on the sidelines in your screen right now, who's going to kick it down. Dave Cohen. Then he sends it down the sidelines. Intercepted by an East player who got his head on it, who also sends it out of bounds. We're scoreless here, 0-0 in the first period. As East will try to bring it across the center line again to go onto offense. There goes number 10, Tony Shaw, who gave it over to 7. Steve Young. Here it comes up now with Ping Lee. Ping going around a couple of West defenders. Centers it. A West defenseman got it down. He's playing a strong game now with a couple shots into the goal area. West defenders are doing an excellent job clearing it. As Dave Cohen and the goalie have a discussion there. Goalie Brian Slotkin for Cherry Hill West. As West moves from your right to your left. Beauty of a punt one more time. Going down to a couple white shirts for East, as 24 is down there to fight it out, along with 10 for Cherry Hill West. Penalty called on the play, but number 13 for Cherry Hill East. Craig Haynes yells out, "I didn't do anything." And apparently he's going to get a yellow card. He's going out to either number 22 or number 13. I'm not sure. It's going out to 22, I believe. Seth Silverstein. Cherry Hill East, as I can see, was very unhappy with the call. And they fought back with the referee on that one. Number 4 for Cherry Hill West. We'll bring it in. As all the substitutions get ready to come in, as it's holding up play so far. West here on a scoring opportunity with the ball deep into the east end of the field. West centers it, trying to get a man on it for West, but they couldn't. Went clear across the front of the goal, which gives East a little bit of breath there. As some substitutions come in, 26 and 55. 55, Ricky Eifenlander coming in for Cherry Hill West. West team using a lot of substitutes so far. East has basically stayed with their starters, only taking out so far number 13. Looking at Coach Mulman's bench, she does not have a very large one today. Cherry Hill West does have a lot of players available. Again, another one goes across the net, but not put in by Cherry Hill West. It's still 0-0. We're about halfway through the first period right now. Here comes up number 7 for Cherry Hill East, Steve Young. Steve rockets it up. Nice high kick. The 22 from East, but intercepted by 46 West. West here has to go through a couple defenders, but couldn't. With the ball back again. East trying to get the ball into the west end of the field, which is briefly for a moment as it goes out of bounds. Number 24 throwing it in for West downfield. East kicking it in to center it. West on a strong offensive drive here. Having possession here. But East will get it back here on a penalty. Number 10, Tony Shaw will send it upfield. Plenty of white shirts around for this one. As he gets tripped up there. And the referee will call it. Number 8, Ping Lee. We've heard a lot of action from him so far. But this one will be taken in by Tony Shaw. Tony will kick this one. Coach Mulman yelling something in, telling his team how to set up as they change here. Saved by the goalie for Cherry Hill West, Brian Slotkin. Tony sent one right into the hands of Brian. As we still remain 0-0 here in the first period. Cable 18, Cherry Hill Public Schools Television, where it's East vs. West in varsity soccer. As West on defense trying to bring it up into the east end of the field, but stopped up by East and a penalty. The goalie, Brian Slotkin, will send it up for West. He's had 2 really great punts, towering high kicks. This one's not too bad at all. As East will head it. But Brian... Coming down is Cherry Hill West, number 26. Intercepted by East, but this one looks like go to West. West player will try to center. Try to get a shot on goal, but there was no man in front to knock it down. Now with East on defense, trying to bring the ball up, but number 4 comes in there, fights it loose. Fighting against 3 East players right now, but 24 comes in for a sit to help him out. All clean so far. as 24 goes out of bounds. West players determined to score here, playing a very aggressive drive there, and very good too. Looks to be a 6-yarder for East, Brian Downey. West has it again, number 40. As it comes downfield, 17 and 47 on playing defense so far for West, is trying to get it down into the east end of the field as it goes out of bounds, kicked out by 17 for Cherry Hill West. As it goes down, looks like it's going to go out of bounds one more time. This time West will inbound. 46, Justin Smith there on the play. Six-yarder by West. Moves the ball downfield, still on the west end of the field, as number 10 and number 4 for East and West nailed each other down to the field. Referee have something to say to number 10 there. Here comes West to try to send it downfield. West prepared to score as they have almost all of their team downfield already. East was the first one to touch that one as East tries to turn it around, but West determined for East not to. But East will try to get it across 46 West. Knocks it down and keeps it alive. Their drive. 47. Dave Cohen keeps it alive. 40 centers it, but there was no West player there. Kicks it right to an East man. A 56 hit a beautiful head to keep the West drive alive. And it's going to go out of bounds. West playing a lot of offense here in the last couple of moments, keeping this game alive. Still 0-0. .40 for West will inbound. He just hits it down to the ground because they're so close to the sidelines right now. 40 tries to send it down the center. East hits it. East trying to send down the west end of the field, trying to get off the fence and possibly get back on offense, but West is keeping it down there as they're playing a lot around the sidelines in that corner right now. And it went out again, but this is East ball now. West knocked it out, but it's going to be East one more time, 22. Says Silverstein. As it looks like play is going to move up again. Legal throw, and now West ball, 58. Send it down, West trying to center and score as East tries to get off the fence. East playing an excellent game of defense so far. Really knocking the ball away from West in crucial times and crucial situations. West number 4. Shot. Headed in front of the net. Coming up with it is Brian Downey, goalie. Now East brings the ball across, going back on the offense now. But a West defender will get to it first as it goes out of bounds. West number 17, Jeff Kraft, got after it. West will inbounds on the east end of the field. So on the west end of the field as West brings it across. West 58, right there against 21, one-on-one there as it goes out of bounds. East will inbound. 25 and 49 going across. 56 West now, trying to move it down the center. Very excited West bench jumping up and down, looking at all the opportunities they have. As referee calls a penalty and stops play. Against Cherry Hill West. Cherry Hill West bench goes, oh man, when they heard that call. Because they were down in scoring situation there. This is kind of a blessing here for East. That'll send it out of bounds, really over the fence, completely out of the playing area. They get a new one in really fast. Here goes West is still trying on offense as East is trying to clear on defense. East trying to bring it up but out of bounds. East will bring it in one more time. Number 21. Glenn Adler. As ball is now around midfield as West brings it down. But Ping Lee hit it there. As East will try to bring it down here, but Dave Cohen there. Ping Lee gets knocked. But he still goes after. What an athlete. Got knocked down 2 times on that play and still recovers off it. As East will inbound deep into the West field. Now it's number 13, Craig Haynes for East. Sent down, but 8 looks like he's going to beat out the West player there. And they are. 22 sent it down, but Dave Cohen gets it, but the goalie's going to pick it up, Brian Slotkin. Brian hits another rocket of a punt downfield, but East is going to get it this time. 58 West got it off the East player. As action is down on the East end of the field again. East and West fighting for it there on the sidelines. As they remain to keep it in bounds. But it's going to go out of bounds. And what I believe will be a West inbound. Inbound by West, number 4, Seth Mallon. East got it, trying to bring it up. A 56 from West was there. Steve Farling. As Ping Lee was in on the action there, getting knocked down again, but there's looked like a down player down for West. 47. Dave Cohen got banged up a little bit on the play, but he looks like he's okay, running around, limping up a little bit. Coach Moman for East, jumping up and down, looking at the penalty kick they have here, making sure the wall is set up properly. This is West with a scoring opportunity. Taking it will be number 63, no. They could not score against the wall there, and East Wall did exactly what they were supposed to and made sure it didn't go in as the ball goes out of bounds, kicked by West. Both teams were very excited there when they saw that penalty kick opportunity. West wanted to take advantage of it, and East wanted to keep it at 0-0 as they set up an excellent wall. 21 to 25 to 22 East as they try to bring the ball upfield. 22 for East. Seth Silverstein will inbound it. Seth sent it up to number 15, who got the ball out of bounds. As East tries to get back on offense here for the game. But West team determined to send it down. And that is the end of one period of play. After one period of play, it's 0-0 between Cherry Hill East and Cherry Hill West in varsity soccer. We'll be back with the second period of play right after this. Stay with us.
Hey, Brian. So, listen, you want to get high? I got some great stuff.
No thanks, Mike. That junk's bad news.
Smart kid. I'm McGruff, and if anyone ever wants to turn you on, just turn them off. It's a great way to help out. Take a bite out of crime.
Second period of play ready to begin here. East versus West. East on their home field here at Heritage. Number 17 for West and number 4 there in the center. It is 0-0 if you're just tuning in here on Cable 18 Cherry Hill Public Schools Television. Good evening, everyone. I'm Matt Leshner. As West now moving from your left to your right, brings it across. Now East moving from your right to your left, bringing it down. East on offense, number 15 clearly by himself there. As he sends it down, trying to center. 4-10 sends it down the middle. Shot on goal. Save by Brian Slotkin from West. Really wasn't much a save. Brian's punt was much shorter there. Obviously kicking into the wind now. The wind is moving from the left to our right. Brian kicks it intercepted by East as East sends it downfield, but Brian's going to get it again. So he'll get his third chance to punt in less than a moment. In a very young second period. As the referee stops play there. Cherry Hill West going on offense again for this game. West getting momentum together in the late part of the first period, continuing their momentum here in the second. As West sends it across down the middle. Trying to center, Dave Cohen knocks down Ping Lee from East. East bats it down the sidelines, hoping to send it down their way. As Ping Lee has it. Ping trying to center by Dave Cohen. There in with Ping Lee. Dave from West. Comes number 10 here from East. Tony Shaw. We've heard a lot from Tony so far. East sending it down, trying to center and score, but West defender sends it out of bounds. East there on a drive. Tony Shaw inbounding, sending it across the front of the net, but a call by the official stopped that ball mid-flight. Not sure exactly what the call was. It's going to be a throw in one more time by 56 for West. Steve Farling. Steve sends it down the sidelines at 63, but hit by Ping Lee. Ping got that one first. As Ping gets tripped up as he kicked it to Tony Shaw. Down the sidelines to 11 for East. Kevin Friedman. As they're playing there in the corner. As East comes out with a 15, trying to center, trying to find a man to send it in, but no. That was almost a goal there, but it was sent out to the right. East with the scoring opportunity there. As the ball comes around midfield, Cherry Hill East still with possession. Now at number 4, Jeff Werbert, who's had a lot of action down that last play down there. As West tries to resume onto offense and gets it across into the East field. As the referee calls a dead ball in the east end of the field. Here comes Ping Lee with the ball. Ping, number 8, which falls down. And number 10 from West took advantage of the fall by Ping, intercepting the ball, bringing it down on the offense for Cherry Hill West now. But Ping tries to get it away. What an athlete. Falls down again as he tried to do that. As the referee makes a call. Number 10, Tony Shaw sends it downfield for Cherry Hill East. There's now another scoring opportunity down there at number 13 with East, Craig Haynes. East with a very good hustle down there. West Scully, Brian Slotkin. The 6-yarder. He'll take himself. Pretty good one coming around really close to midfield across. Ping Lee got a piece of it. As 63 from West bringing it down on offense. Ron Saki as the ball goes out of bounds. You're watching Cable 18, Cherry Hill Public Schools Television, where it's still 0-0 between East and West in varsity soccer. Both teams almost even in their record and in their conference. A lot on the line for both teams. As we're late in the soccer season. Inbounds by 56 for Cherry Hill West as it goes out of bounds once again. As a hit, what it looks like an East player, which sent it out, which means West will inbound. West number 4, Seth Mallon, will have a corner kick. Seth prepares to take it. Sends it across center, but save by East goalie Brian Downey. It was hit by an East player, sent it down that way into Brian's hands as West once again resumes on offense as East brings it down now. Their defense intercepting it as West tries to bring it across one more time into the east end of the field, which they did, but East bats it down to the west end of the field as it goes out of bounds after possession has changed about 6 times in the last 30 seconds. Roughly 6 minutes into the period so far, playing 20 minutes in each of them. Tripped up around midfield, an East and West player. Referee makes a call. Giving the East ball Tony Shaw to get the kick. Tony sends it downfield. Right into the hands of Brian Slotkin, who's had a lot of action so far for Cherry Hill West goalie. Brian will send it upfield. High towering kick. Right into the hands of a West player, into the feet. As Dave Cohn had a piece of it there for West. Tony Shaw sends it downfield to Jeff Werbert. Jeff down there fighting it out. On the sidelines with a West defender. My vantage point, it was hard to see who actually got it out of bounds. Looks like we're going to have a corner kick here by Jeff. As he sends it in across, but behind the goal. As the referee calls a dead ball, let some substitutions come in. A lot of action so far for both teams. Both teams playing a very good game. Both coaches have to be, I guess, proud so far. At least they're keeping it 0-0. Both teams, I'm sure, want to get on the board. With about 8 minutes into the 20-minute period. About 12 minutes remaining. As East brings it down offense again, Ping Lee looks like he'll get it here. Sends it down to number 15 for Cherry Hill East. Six-yarder will be taken by Brian Slotkin. But the referee signals something, asking the sidelines to back up. As he stops the clock to do that also. He didn't think that the players had fair use of the sidelines since fans were standing right on the mark. Now play will resume. Brian Slotkin will have a 6-yarder, sends it down close to midfield. West 17 getting on it first. As West and East fight it out there, playing at the head. As West 6 is now in East field. West trying to turn it around. Here comes number 8, Ping Lee, who also sends it out of bounds. 56 for West. Steve Farling will inbound, sending it down to an East player. $14 for East, sending it down the far side of the field for 21, who he's looking at right now, sending it down. Just blew by a West player, trying to turn around the center, doing some fancy footworking. Sends it down the middle, saw a couple white shirts, but couldn't get to one of them. As the ball's on the sidelines now, as it goes out of bounds. East will inbound. Tony Shaw. The West coach frantically yelling for his players to get into position. As Tony sends one right in front of the net, but into the hand of Brian Slotkin. An East player was right there in front of Brian with an attempt to shoot or score, but Brian used his hands to get it with sending a punt up field. A short one. Right back in the East again, I'm sorry. As East sends it down. West tries to turn around by kicking it to their goalie, Brian Slotkin again, hoping for Brian to punt it deep upfield so West can resume to an offensive game. West has been playing mostly defense so far in the second period, with East dominating on offense so far in time of possession. Number 4, Seth Mallon with it, passing it up to 6. For Cherry Hill West, as it's now down deep into the east end of the field. West here on offensive drive, but number 10 falls down as he gets back into position of where he fell. Number 10, Sung Ohm for Cherry Hill West. Sung was tripped up there. Here comes number 4 to take it. Seth Mallon. Seth sends it across. Could not find a man in the middle to center to. As West makes some more substitutions, West using their bench so far in the game, trying to execute all players that are possible, trying all possibilities to put one on the scoreboard. If you're just tuning in, this is Cable 18, where we're 0-0, East versus West in varsity soccer. East on their home field here at Heritage, former junior school, now the Central Administration Building. As East sends it downfield. Tony Shaw sends it down. 47, Dave Cohen on the fence trying to get after it and turn it around really fast. But the goalie's right there, Brian Slotkin, who will dive on the ball for Cherry Hill West. Strong game of both teams so far. 0-0. Really can tell you how even these teams are. As I told you in the opening of the game, both teams, the records, 8-2 for East, 8-1 for West. Sure can tell you a lot. Ball now being played down the sidelines. East and West trying to fight for possession. And there's roughly about 8 minutes left in the second period here. West look like they're going to make a group of substitutions coming up soon. Brian Slotkin will put the ball back into play for Cherry Hill West. As he will punt it up. High towering kick, but due to kicking into the wind, does not get much distance with it. Tony Shaw for East will turn it around, trying to send it down to number 11. But there's a penalty, looks like, on there, as Tony remained down through there. As Tony wanted a call called against the West team, it looks like he got it. Tony never fully recovering off that. Number 7, sending it downfield. Steve Young in the center, but into the hands of Brian Slotkin, who's had a lot of action so far this period. Brian doing a good job in goal, sending it up right into an East player who sends it down. East to resume on offense again. As West looks like they'll run to the ball first if it doesn't go out of bounds. And it does. East will throw it in. Number 22, who is Seth Silverstein. As the ball now is in the center of the field, Tony Shaw got it with the head. It was Ping Lee get knocked down again. Ping jumped up there. He's been battered around a little bit today by the West team. So now comes back. Looks like into the hands of Brian Slotkin for West. As 5 minutes are remaining in the second period. 5 minutes. 0-0 East versus West. East on their home field here at Heritage. It's 22 in bounds for Cherry Hill East, sending it in to number 15, who tries to get it across the center, but hit right into the midsection of a West player. West 46, that was. Justin Smith. Tony one bound. Tony Shaw, number 10 for Cherry Hill East. As the official made a call. West making a bunch of substitutions, just sending in about 4 players. West utilizing their complete bench so far this game. Here comes the throw-in by Cherry Hill West. Hit right to a West player as West tries to resume the game on offense, but Ping Lee tries to turn it around for Cherry Hill East, as Cherry Hill East wants to stay on offense and dominate so far. As West tries to turn it around one more time. Ping Lee knocks it down into the West end of the field as number 4 for West, Seth Mallon, knocks it down. As West comes on offense here, 1-on-3 for Cherry Hill West. Number 10 tries to kick it down, but saved by Brian Downey, the goalie for Cherry Hill East, who has had little action so far, as East has been on offense for most of the game so far. East and West fighting for it at midfield as West comes out with it. Number 4, Seth Mallon from West. As West brings it down one more time, towering down the center, trying to look for 10 and found him. As he's all by himself, going through a couple East defenders, but East got the ball sent down the field to Jeff Warbert. As East defense cleared the ball on that drive. Cherry Hill East will get possession here. As he sends it down across midfield line to Jeff Warbert, number 4. Jeff getting a little hung up around the players there. Finds 22. Also finds Dave Cohen from West. Someone he didn't really want to find. Ping Lee tries to bring it across. And Dave Cohen found the ball, but Jeff Warbert's going after it. See if it goes out of bounds, and it does. But East will inbound. East back on offense again. A familiar situation for them so far in the second period. But even though East has had the time of possession more than Cherry Hill West has on offense, the score is still 0-0, as West defense is playing an excellent game, keeping the shutout. Little trip up there between Ping Lee for East and a West player, number 49, Joe Molinaro. As West will get the ball. Number 4, Seth Mallon sends it upfield. Right down in the center, right in front of the East goal. As West tried to get a shot off, but it goes way high and right into a tree behind the East goal. Goalie for Cherry Hill East, Brian Downey, started the game and has played the majority of it so far today. Gives it up to Steve Young, 7 for East, who will send it downfield as East tries to resume on offense. Jeff Warbert there being oversized by number 46 for West as East tries to still bring it down. East number 11 trying to turn it around, bring it across midfield, which he did. But Dave Cohen, the fenceman from West, was right there to send it back down for West. As West here tries to turn around. And it goes out of bounds off East number 11, Kevin Friedman. Kevin, a fullback junior from East, who's played an excellent game up to now. Well, that's the end of one half of play where it is still 0-0 between West and East in varsity soccer. We'll be right back for the second half of play. Right after this, you're watching Cable 18 Cherry Hill Public Schools Television. Stay with us.
Users are losers. McGruff here. If someone asks you to try drugs, think of me and say what I'd say. And to help you, have one of these masks.
Wow, thanks, McGruff. This is terrific. Take a bite out of crime.
Now, what are you gonna say if someone asks you to try drugs?
Hey, we're friends, but we won't be if you keep messing with drugs.
Great. How about you?
My mom and dad told me not to, and I wouldn't lie to them.
I don't need drugs because they can make me goofy.
Anyone else?
Yeah, you know what McGruff says. What? Winners don't use, and users don't win. So don't use drugs. Don't use drugs.
Sensational. I see you guys got the message. And here's how you can get a free mask. On the back of each mask are other suggestions on ways to say no and help me take a bite out of crime.
Don't use drugs.
Back here on Cable 18 Cherry Hill Public Schools Television, as the second half of play ready to begin between Cherry Hill East and Cherry Hill West varsity soccer, where we are scoreless so far. Entering the third period. Very good game being played so far by East and West. East in the second period was dominantly playing offense as they do come off here again. East will now be moving from your left to your right as they did in the first period, and West will be moving from your right to your left as they did also in the first period. Here comes East on their offensive drive, sending it right down into the hands of West goalie Brian Slotkin. Brian's been active so far today. Brian sends a nice punt like he did in the first periods down that way. As East came out of it with the ball, number 11 for East, Kevin Freeman, came out with it. Intercepted by West as West tries to come down on offense. As it goes out of bounds there on the sidelines. Dominant part of the game has been played on the sidelines so far with a lot of inbounds. As once again it's down on the sidelines between East and West, of course. During the halftime, it looked like Coach Moman for East had a lot more to say to his team than the West coach did. The West coach looked pretty calm out there, but Coach Moman for East did have a couple comments for his team. As East here is on an offensive drive, once again, as number 7, Jeff Werbert, sends it downfield to 21. As they're right in front of the net. Oh, right on top. Hit the crossbar on the top of the net. What an opportunity that could have been. What an opportunity that could have been. Just not more than 6 inches too high. Here's Brian Slotkin, will send it downfield. 6-yarder. Comes Brian as he sends it downfield. West tries to go into offense now. As they send it down as it goes also out of bounds. Down on the far end of the field. As East and West both fight out for it now. East coming out. Down on the west end of the field. Dave Cohen, defense for West, got it away. It goes back into the hands now of Brian Slotkin, goalie for Cherry Hill West. Brian's been punting a lot so far in the game. It's another high towering kick. Excellent one downfield. As East tries to turn it around as it's in their field trying to go back on offense. But West tries also to go on the offense as it goes out of bounds. With possession right now is Cherry Hill West. East trying to turn it around, and they did. But West player got in between. As the ball tries to get downfield, but it looks like this one's going to go out of bounds, and it did. Bringing it in is number 4, Seth Mallon for Cherry Hill West. Seth sends it down the sidelines for 49, who got it on it with his head. As 56 tries to get it down to the ground and bring it down as he kicks it down to his man, 63 and 9, both there, down the far sideline of the field, close to the corner. And as it did go out. Both teams are even rated, really to say, in the conference alone. Both are undefeated. East 6-0, West 5-0 in the conference. As the ball goes downfield, here comes East on an offensive drive. 1-1, 15 and 56. But West got a chance to clear, but here comes East one more time. East trying to send it down, but sending it into a bunch of purple shirts. West defense saving that drive there from East. Very strong West team as East sends the ball downfield. 15 for East had it there, but now intercepted by West. West trying to move it down, but here comes East. East will get in between that pass right there. As 4 West tries to bat it downfield, but once again, Ping Lee will hit it. As Ping hits his own player, number 6 in the back, Mike Marowitz. As here, West tries to bring it across the 50, which they do successfully. Sending it down right into an East player. East tries to turn it around. Number 22, Seth Silverstein. As the ball goes down, race to make sure it does not go out of bounds. 25, East wants to remain on offense here. 21 for East, sending it across the center. Did not have a man. Dave Cohen, defense for West, intercepted. Here comes 13 for East, Craig Haynes. As the referee made a call to stop action on an action-packed drive there. Number 4 for Cherry Hill West, Seth Mallon will kick the ball downfield for West as West tries to return to offense. Seth sends a beauty downfield. Right into one of his players, number 49. But East is trying to turn it around, trying to bring it upfield. That was number 6 for East, Mike Marowitz, as East has control down the west end of the field. As the referee calls a stoppage. Just tune in, it is 0-0. West against East in varsity soccer. East is home on their field here at Heritage Administration Building on Browning Lane on a beautiful, clear day here in Cherry Hill. Came in bounds there for a brief moment as referee called something on the play. Here comes East. They will send it down to the west field to Ping Lee. Ping Lee trips over number 9 from West, who fell down on that one as it goes right in front of the net. Scoring opportunity there for Cherry Hill East. Could not take advantage of it. Number 22 for Cherry Hill East was right there in front of the net. Seth Silverstein. Coach Moman is really aggravated on the missed opportunity, as I can see from here. Here comes West behind Brian Slotkin, their goalie, sending the ball downfield against the sideline. West trying to keep it in bounds, 55. Still on the east end of the field. Ping Lee points to a West player, and we'll get to inbound it. Ping Lee sends it down. Field, East trying to center, but here comes Tony Shaw from East. As plays down the sidelines again as it goes out of bounds. 15 for East will bring it in. Tony Shaw to bring it in. Tony sends it down to 25 right in front of the net. Plenty of purple shirts there as Dave Cohen gets it away. As West tries to come down on offense, and here they come, but East turns it around. As the ball goes downfield, East and West fighting for defense and offense control. As it looks like West possibly might have an offensive drive. No, but taken away from East. East stripped the ball way away from the West player there. As 21 brings it down the sidelines for Cherry Hill East fighting it out with 4 from West. As they get knocked down and a penalty is called to slow the action down. Number 4, Seth Mallon for West will kick it downfield. Good kick across the 50. Hit by an East player, headed by an East player. As West sends it down the 56, going the opposite way. As the ball goes out of bounds, but quickly inbounded again. West will bring the ball down now on the east end of the field as they cross the 50 on that last play right there before the whistle. Cherry Hill West trying to take a scoring opportunity possibly here as they kick it down right in front of the goal area, batted out by an East player. Here comes Ping Lee, who sends it rocketing out of bounds as West will inbound. West player 38. Will inbound. Sends it in down the sidelines as East will intercept. East being tripped up by a West player there. As they have to back it up to number 7 for Cherry Hill East. Steve Young. Steve will send it across the midfield line high in the air to an East player with West right behind him, but East will remain with control 22 as he sends it down. Seth Silverstein. West player 38 will send it down the sidelines as West tries to turn it around. Keeping play on the sidelines as East tries to center it and take it away from the player. Here comes 13, he just stripped it away there. For Cherry Hill East, their team will bring it down the field. Passes it down to Ping Lee. Ping has a shot out there. Saved by Brian Slotkin, the goalie for Cherry Hill West. Brian has had a lot of action so far and has not failed his West team so far, as we still remain 0-0 East against West. Good evening, everyone. I'm Matt Leshner, and thanks for tuning in as we're in the third period. Tony Shaw, we've been talking a lot so far for East, has had 8 goals so far this season and is also leading his team in goals. Now with the ball down on the west end of the field, now on the east end, as East tries to bring it across and successfully did by number 13, who knocks down 56 from West in doing so, as East, as they try to turn around one more time, here comes number 21 for East, who passes across the 25, but the referee called something. Looks like it was a trip there, possibly. Very action-packed third period so far. Both teams trying to get a goal to break the tie at 0-0. Here comes 21 along the sidelines for Cherry Hill East, number 21. Tries to center it across over the top of the net. Was a kick there. I could not identify the player on that one. Far in the field. He was about a foot to a foot and a half higher than the crossbar. Looks like the wind took it a little bit, as it is a little bit of a windy day here today. Brian Slotkin, goalie from West, will have another chance to touch the ball. As he sends a kick 6-yarder down across the 50. East will head it, but West will try to get control as no, East takes it across, and a very strong East team on offense is taking the ball away from a West defensive team as the ball goes down but goes out of bounds by Tony Shaw. Tony's the man they're trying to get to, I think. He has 8 goals, as I said, season leading his team. Behind that is Chris Connolly with 3 goals, Mike Marwitz with 2, and Craig Haynes and Glenn Adler are both tied with 1 goal each. That leads the goal scorers for Cherry Hill East. Brian Slotkin once again will have the ball for Cherry Hill West goalie. He'll send another 6-yarder downfield, not as high this time, but excellent again. Cross field, what goes to an East player headed it as West heads it again, kicked by East across into West field as Tony Lewis tries to turn it around. Tony Shaw, I'm sorry, tries to turn it around for the East team. East and West are fighting now around the midfield. Time for possession here. Every time West brings the ball down across the midline, East seems to intercept and get it across. West is definitely having a problem trying to get the ball across the 50 and turning into their offensive mode. But anyway, it is still 0-0. A very strong West defensive team is keeping it at 0-0. East with plenty of opportunities to score so far. They've had 2 shots that went right over the crossbar. One by not more than 6 inches. As West sends it downfield, East player right in the middle of it to break that play up. East playing excellent defense there on the side, making sure that there was no shot there. In front of the net for East was number 13, Craig Haynes. Craig saved a possible goal there by jumping up and heading the ball. We're going to have a West inbound. Down across the middle, West trying to set up the score. But East is heading the ball effectively right here to turn it around. East tries to outrun 49 from West. Try to get it down the field. That's 25 for East. Scott Yerlich into the hands of Tony Shaw. Tony sends it off to 21, who's trying as they race down the sidelines to keep it in bounds as West sends it out. At the same time, is tripping up an East player. Here comes number 22 to inbound for Cherry Hill East. Seth Silverstein, the number 7 in the middle but far back. Now inside the 18 is West as they send it out. The East players are trying to get in. Here comes Tony, number 10 for Cherry Hill East. As West tries to bring it down across the 50, but intercepted by East. East number 7 trying to bring up and keep the game on offense for Cherry Hill East with the momentum that they have. East keeping the momentum that they kind of picked up in the second period into the third here. East definitely with momentum on their side. West tries to come down the offense, trying to kick it across the 50, which they did, but East player will get to it first. That's number 7 for East. East passes it down to 25 along the sidelines. Scott Yerlich to number 22. Seth Silverstein. Sends it down to 25 right in front of the net. Right into the hands of Brian Slotkin. Brian had a lot of action so far today as the West goalie, but doing an excellent job picking the ball up every time effectively. East resuming here on the offense, heading across the 50. Intercepted by an East player as the referee makes a call. It will be West ball. About halfway through the third period here, as we're still scoreless at 0-0. 7 on the sidelines there for East. As the ball gets batted up the sidelines, as East tries to turn around and go back on the offense. 15 trying to go around the West player and did there effectively, but the official did make a call on it. It's 24 for West, will take it. As he sends it downfield to get across the sidelines. 24 moves down. Inbound, 24 West. As it goes right across the front of the goal. East defends, plenty of white shirts around there to protect their goal. In the last place, that was Paul McConville, number 24 for West, who I was referring to. We're going to have a West inbound here. 10 seconds left. 10 seconds I just hear from the field. And that's exactly what there was. At the end of 3 periods of play, we're still scoreless at 0-0. A very effective West defense has kept it at 0-0, but East offense has plenty of shots on goal as they try to get it a goal. We'll be back with the 4th period coming up next, the 4th and final, here on Cable 18, Cherry Hill Public Schools Television, where it's West 0, East 0. Stay with us, please.
I'm bored. Why don't we get wasted?
Why don't you get real?
I've got a better idea. Why don't you get lost?
Smart kids. I'm McGruff, and if anyone wants to turn you on, just turn them off. It's a great way to help take a bite out of crime.
Action ready to resume, 4th and final period here. East vs. West varsity soccer here at Heritage School, which is the home field for the East varsity team. It is 0-0 so far. Good evening, everyone. I'm Matt Lusher. Thanks for tuning in. We've had an excellent one here so far. West will start out here, as the West team will be moving from your left to your right, and East will be moving from your right to your left. Here comes West down the field on the east end of the field on offense. Trying to move down really fast was number 10, Song Ohm, but a penalty broke that one up. Here comes downfield, East on defense, trying to move it down on the offense now, as the East team moves from your right to your left. And the referee called a stoppage there on a penalty. Strong East team bringing it downfield now. As East is on offense trying to center across, but plenty of purple shirts there to clear it. As Dave Cohen there looks like jumped up for it. Here comes Tony Shaw for East. Coming down, plenty of purple shirts there playing on defense for West, which has been the situation for most of the game so far. East and West fighting out here for possession as the ball's in the west end of the field. His goals remain the same so far this game, with Brian Slotkin in net for West and Brian Downey for East. Brian Slotkin kicked it upfield, going across with the West team. West coming down on offense. East goalie got scared coming out of the net right now. Smart move there by Brian Downey for East. First action he's really had all this game. As West did have an advantage there with more purple shirts running upfield last year on offense. Now here's West down defense, trying to keep the ball away from East. Momentum here with West so far as the ball's down East field again. But the referee did make a call before you saw that kick made by a West player. Watching Cable 18 Cherry Hill Sports Television, as we have some great sports specials coming up here in further weeks. It's a great month for sports here on Cable 18. Opportunity scoring there from West as the goalie from East got into the middle of a pack there, but got cleared away as a high kick goes down right of the goal area. Brian Downey, goalie for East, very lucky so far in the early part of this period, as he wants the ball to punt it downfield instead of his defenseman sending it down, which he did effectively, sending it across the 50 field. As West tries to bring it upfield to resume back onto an offensive drive, which they've been doing so far good this game. Yellow card being given out now. You see going out to an East player. West coach did not like the cursing coming out of the East players there. But then again, the West team is being very sarcastic here after that yellow card was issued. That's only the second one of the game so far, both against East so far. Coach Molman is not agreed with the call and saying something to the referee. This ball is batted across, but the referee stopped it in mid-flight with a whistle. Referee's going to conference about something that's going on here. We've had a really clean game so far. No injuries and fair on both sides by both teams. As we are scoreless 0-0, West against East in varsity soccer. West will inbound on the sidelines. It's number 4 for West. Very active this game so far. Seth Mallon. Seth sends it across field to number 24's man there. 24 and 10 are there, but from East was Ping Lee. Ping's trying to bring it down the sideline. He's trying to clear it. As Ping gets battered down with number 10, but it was clean, the referee says. As East on defense tries to move it downfield, as there is a call. West coming back in this period, obviously something in between the period said by their coach how to motivate them as they're coming back on a strong offensive drive so far. Dominating the offense this period is Cherry Hill West. Up to now, East has been playing very well on offense in the second and third period. The first and fourth so far have been going to West on offense. As the ball goes downfield into the west end of the field, down to the corner between 17 and 15. As it goes out of bounds, it'll be White inbound, which is Cherry Hill East. Number 11 will take it instead. Kevin Friedman. He came in now for number 5. John Glass. Here comes Brian Slotkin for a 6-yarder. So Brian sends it across into East players as it still remains on the west end of the field. West sends it across right down to an East player who sends it downfield. As action is now down the west end of the field. Going down to the corner. East going after it. Right in front of the net area. Very good so far this game. Ball down the sidelines, far sidelines, as it's been for the majority of the game so far. On the west end of the field, close to the 40. Via West inbound. West sends it down the 49 as they try to turn around the offense, but two East players are there to see if that could possibly not happen. East bats down into the west end of the field again, as possession is being switched here almost every other kick. It looks like here comes East with an opportunity, possibly, if they could execute it, but the ball does go out of bounds. Ping Lee will inbound for East. Number 8. But the referee called a penalty, which will give West the ball. He'll give it to number 17, Jeff Kraft, who decided to give it to number 4, Seth Mallon. Seth sends it up across the 50 as West comes on the offense here. Taken away from East. East and West changing possession almost on every other drive so far here. Here comes the ball down the sidelines. Cherry Hill East and West both fighting it out on the west end of the field. This game really lived up to what I expected. Both teams coming in practically even. 8-2 East, 8-1 West for their records. Both teams are not lost in the conference yet. This is their first meeting all season. Looks like after this, one team will either have a tie or a loss in the Olympic Conference. Here comes Dave Cohen for West as he sends it across the 50. Intercepted by East, giving down to Ping Lee as Ping brings it down the sidelines as he finds Tony Shaw. A 40 for West is determined to bring it up as he does. He finds 9. Who's also on 10. 10 is almost practically uncovered. There's a fancy footwork, but taken away from East as East tries to send it down the sidelines. Down to Ping Lee. Ping sends it out of bounds, which slows the tempo of the game down as West came down on a strong offensive drive as they did have the man advantage on the last drive there. Number 7 for East, Steve Young. Steve's kick goes across the 50 downfield as East tries to go back on offense. Number 15 trying to go in front. Shot right in front, but sent out to the side. East centered and tried to get it to go. And now in front of the net again, but into the hands of Brian Slotkin, the goalie for West. Excellent job done by Brian so far up this game. Ball now in the east end of the field as West on offense, but East looks like we'll get this one. Number 11 for East, Kevin Friedman. Kevin sends it downfield. Ping Lee now with it, but West turns it around. Possession changed again back to East as East brings it across the 50. Number 6 passing down his man 15 in front of him, but David Cohen from West 47 was in front of him. With East 11 on the east end of the field, who brings it across the 50. Gives it to Ping Lee, who falls down, loses the ball. 11 comes back after it. Hits 10 in the face with it. As it will go out of bounds. Last kick by Cherry Hill East. Inbound will be by West 53. Jeff Hamarilli. As it goes out of bounds again, this game being played on the sidelines a lot, but East will get it this time as Ping Lee will inbound. Sends it down the sidelines right into the head of 53 for West, but Ping got it back one more time as the ball's on the east end of the field as the referee made a call. Looks like it'll be West ball. No, it'll be East ball. Number 7 kicks it right to 13. Now sends it booting it downfield. He's looking for Jeff Werbert there, who knocks it away from the goalie, who had it at first, but recovered after Jeff hit him. Brian Slotkin, the West goalie, who's really had a lot of action this game so far. Ball's been on the West field the majority of the game so far, which it is again. As the referee calls the play dead. Just tuned in, it's scoreless here on Channel 18, where it is West nothing, East nothing in varsity soccer. Boys, may I add. As West now down the east end of the field on offense. A bunch of heads have been exchanged. As East tries to turn it around, but the referee calls it. Both teams very excited to get this game finally over with. This game was scheduled for about 2 or 3 dates so far, but interfered with the really bad weather we've had here in the Philadelphia area. It's been raining for a while, which have delayed this game about 2 or 3 times. Finally, we executed the game today on Sunday. Ping Lee sends the ball down the sidelines for East, down on the west end of the field as it goes out. West bringing more substitutions in, which they've done for the majority of the game so far, really executing their bench. I guess the West coach is thinking right now, hey, I might have the man who can score sitting on my bench right now, so let's give him all a shot, which he is doing. 53 West inbounding, sending it down to the east end of the field. As West here on a strong offensive drive, like I said, number 9 just came in off the substitution. Had a chance there. Sean Davis. Here comes Davis again for West with the ball, trying to center to one of his other teammates. Got kicked backwards, but West will still have control here, it looks like. As it's 1-on-2 for West. Now East trying to bring it downfield. Intercepted by 63. There's more purple shirts here, but it came right into the hands of Brian Downey, the goalie for East. Brian will have a 6-yarder inside the 18. As it goes right down the sidelines and out. 22. Send it in. At the end of 4 periods of play, it is 0-0 East against West. Overtime is coming up next on Cable 18. Stay with us.
Hey, Ryan. How you doing, man? How's it going? Okay. Listen, you want to get high? Got some great stuff.
No thanks, Mike. That junk's bad news.
Smart kid, that Brian. He doesn't need that stuff. Nobody does. I'm McGruff, the crime dog. And if you want to know what to do if somebody offers you drugs, watch these kids.
Not hitting him today, huh, Slick? If you really want to get up for your game, try some of these.
My game's just fine. That stuff will bring it down.
Way to go, kids. You know the score.
I said no! All right. Way to be. I'm bored. Why don't we get wasted? Why don't you get real?
I've got a better idea. Why don't you get lost?
See that? It's happening everywhere. Kids getting smart and staying straight. So, if anyone ever wants to turn you on, just turn them off. It's a great way to help me take a bite out of crime.
Ready to begin overtime here at Heritage Administration Building, where we're tied at 0 between East and West in varsity soccer. West will be moving from your left to your right. It's East will be moving from your right to your left so far as we start the first 10-minute period of overtime. East touched the ball. That was the problem there. Which will take it back. Ping Lee bringing it up for Cherry Hill East up the sidelines and kicks it out. Here on Cable 18. Inbound by West, sends it downfield. Ping Lee fights out for it for the East team, but West is dominant descending upfield. As purple shirts finally get into the picture now. On an offensive drive by West, which turns into an offensive drive coming here now by East. Jeff Warbert down on the far sidelines is East's only hope of getting after that ball. Both teams playing an excellent game so far, both offensive and defensively. Down the sidelines, possibly one or two possible goals by sending them over the net as the ball goes out of bounds. And the referee makes a call, and it's going to be a yellow card to Ping Lee from East. It's the third yellow card of the game. All three have been going to East also. Something for Coach Mulman to think about right now. And he has three players with yellow cards, which in overtime could possibly be a factor. As the ball does go out of bounds to the right of the goal, the East goal that is. Goalie for East, Brian Downey, will send it downfield. Punts it down, looking for Jeff Warbert, but a little bit over his head, but finally to Jeff now, as Jeff sends it down. West trying to clear the ball upfield. Jeff Warbert in there now. In with number 11, Kevin Friedman. As once again, Brian Slotkin will get possession. The referee tells the timekeeper to stop the clock. They're now going to award a corner kick. A little confusion going on here. As it comes in from the corner from Jeff Warbert, right over the top of the West net. Now West will send their substitutions. The referee stopped these subs right before the corner, now allowing them to enter the game. West has used their bench this game fully, trying to find the man who could possibly score the goal. As we are here in overtime, if you just joined us, Cable 18 on late tonight, it is 0-0 East against West. Ball briefly coming across into the East field that is stopped by the referee by a whistle. Coach Moment in the middle of the field now. As we end one overtime. After one overtime, it's still 0-0. Both teams playing effectively, well-executed game. Coming out now for the second and final 10 minutes of overtime, it is East against West, varsity soccer boys, 0-0. Win the tie be an excellent way to end the crosstown rivalry. For the fans, yes. For the players, no. The players would sure love to rub in beating East or beating West. But just looking at the standings right now, both these teams are even. And maybe some can even say they expected a possible tie. West will now be moving from your right to your left, as East will be going from your left to your right. Goalie Brian Downey for East, and Brian Slotkin for West. Resuming the action as East brings it down on offensive drive to 25. East trying to score early in the overtime. He's trying to center, but it's getting tripped up as West will send the ball down. Pass to West man as East will bring it up as it goes out of bounds. Now onto the East end of the field as East tries to bring it across back into the West end of the field. Comes 22 for East. Setting it down to 25. Intercepted by West player number 4. Number 4 is Seth Mallon for West. East trying to center and have possibly a shot on goal. East coming off with a strong offensive drive so far in the early part of the second overtime period. Final overtime period, may I add also. Here comes East, number 11. Plenty of white shirts in now. Shot too close out to the front. Still remaining 0-0. Brian Slotkin, the goalie for West, will send it downfield once again. Right across the 50 into a West player number 10. It's one-on-one now between West and East as finally some East shirts and gets into the picture. West on a possible scoring opportunity here. It's Davis for West, as the referee calls it. Ball being kicked upfield, headed by a West player, Dave Cohen, as East will bring it across. As he goes out of bounds right in front of Coach Mullen for East. 22 for East will send it in. Seth Silverstein to number 13, who will try to center back to Seth, who batted down, but Dave Cohen sent a rocket downfield to number 7 for East, who is back there all alone, Steve Young, given to the goalie, Brian Downey. Referee moves the ball back as number 7, Steve Young, will take it for East as he brings it into the west end of the field, and there is another call. Action resuming with number 15 centering to Tony Shaw, who kicks it right into the woods behind the goal area of Cherry Hill West. Ball back in play. Goalie got his hands on it. As shot goes right over the top of the goal by East. East had a scoring opportunity there, but it went right on top of the West net. Brian Slotkin, goalie for West, sending it upfield once again. Hit number 13. Here comes East again, once on offense. Down looking for Tony Shaw, who kicks another one right on top of the net, right on over. Over the crossbar by about a foot and a half. We've seen about 4 shots like that so far this game. Tony Shaw is also the leader of the East team with 8 goals so far this season. Definitely the man looks like East is trying to get the ball into. East on offensive drive again, right into the hands of Brian Slotkin. Brian with an excellent catch there as he sends the ball downfield in the form of a punt. Did not make the 50. Intercepted by an East player as East will bring it downfield. One more time, here comes Tony Shaw once again. Tony's the man that they want leading the team. East keeping it down the west end of the field. Every time West tries to clear it down to go into offense, seems like an East player is always in the way or in the right place at the right time to get the ball back on offense for East. But here we go. West is now down the east end of the field with number 9. That's Davis. Down the sidelines, having it out with about 2 or 3 East shirts down there. It'll be East ball. As he sent a rocket off to the sidelines into the baseball diamond behind. Substitutions, West going back to their bench once again. Trying to find the one person who possibly could get it done for their team. But anyway, that's the end of the game as time expired. The final score here is Cherry Hill West 0, Cherry Hill East 0. We'll be back with a wrap-up after this. West will leave here 8-1-1, as East will leave 8-2-1. After a 0-0 tie after 2 overtimes, this has been Matt Lester saying good night and thanks for watching.